Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the 4-inch drop sniper running boards in textured black, fitting 2017 and newer F250 and F350 Super Duty crew cabs. Now these steps are going to appeal to the Super Duty owner who's on the hunt for a strong and affordable side step. They've got a cool style, a high load capacity, and an affordable price tag, so they make a great addition to any truck, whether it's one that works hard, plays hard, or just needs to look cool. Side steps are one of the things we get through the door most here, and they're easily one of the most popular modifications that owners make to their trucks. And that's regardless of whether they're planning on doing other modifications or not. They're kind of ubiquitous within the market. Now these are actually some of the cooler options for side steps that I've personally seen, and I like them for a couple of reasons. First, they have a pretty neat, unique style to them. They're described as a pentagonal shape, and they look a bit different than your typical round or square tube side step. And uniqueness is good. You don't want your truck to look just like everybody else's, right? That's the whole point of doing something like this. And these also have the benefit of featuring a large step. They measure about 5 inches in width, 16.5 inches in length, and they have a 4-inch drop from the main bar down to the actual step itself. So even if you've got big boots or heavy duty footwear on, you're still gonna have room and you're still gonna have grip. Now these bars each also have a weight capacity of 500 pounds. That is, again, 500 pounds each. So they're gonna be able to handle pretty much anything you can throw at them. Two, you could get up into your truck at the same time, and these aren't gonna break a sweat. It also makes it very easy to access the cabin or the roof of your truck should you need to do so. Now, as you saw when I picked this up, these are a one-piece bar. So the steps here do not detach, but that makes them a very solid platform. And they also don't drop down too terribly far. So if you do find yourself out on a trail or a rough road somewhere, these aren't gonna completely ruin all your ground clearance. You're still gonna have plenty to get where you need to go. And these also sit up pretty close to the rockers of the truck, so should you happen to catch them on something or have them get hit in a parking lot, these are gonna take the brunt of the hit instead of that job being taken up by your rocker panels. So overall, you get a lot of good access, a lot of good protection, and a cool style to boot here, making these a pretty solid choice no matter what your build is gonna be. The bars here are made using heavy-duty carbon steel for the main tube and the step pad, and everything is fully welded together. Again, they are one piece. And that material is topped off first with an E-coating to prevent rust and corrosion, and a black textured powder coat over top of that for extra protection, some grip, and some good looks. So needless to say, this material is very well protected against rust, corrosion, and the other elements, meaning that these are going to be able to stand up to pretty much whatever you can throw at them. Pricing here is also a highlight, and these are only going to run you about $300 for the set. That makes them a really affordable option within the category. Now, while these aren't the big old fancy electronic steps or big traditional running boards, you're still getting a lot of access and protection for your money here. And again, a cool style to boot. Now, personally, I like a side step that is simple and clean, and I think these really fit the bill. So these are gonna be a great choice for your build if you're in the same boat as me and you really like this style. You really can't go wrong with something around this $300 price tag, especially for all the capacity that these have. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should take you about 2 hours to get them installed. Now these are a totally bolt-on installation. They come with all the hardware and the bracketry that you need included in the box. Not much more we can say about it here, so with that, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you will need a ratchet and a 13mm socket. What's up guys, today we're going to be installing some side steps on our F250, so let's get started. So our first step is going to be to go under the truck and mount our 2-bolt brackets as well as our plastic washers on our mounting studs that are underneath our body. So we'll go ahead and get under there and do that. So first we're going to come to our studs and install our plastic washers. So we'll go ahead and pop those on. Sometimes they'll push on, sometimes you need to thread them. Either way, just get those seated on there nicely. Now once we have our plastic washers on, we'll go ahead and grab our provided 2-bolt bracket and put that on our bottom 2 mounting studs here. Then we're going to loosely install those with our provided flat washers and lock nuts. Then we're going to go ahead and repeat this step for the other 2 mounting points. So next we can go ahead and install our main brackets. Now you'll notice the front bracket has a little divot on the back side of it, and then the center and rear brackets are the exact same. So we'll go ahead and grab our front bracket here and install that onto our 2 studs. And then we'll add in a lock nut and a flat washer for each stud. Now this one's going to take a little bit of effort. You're going to push your parking brake cable up. Once you do that, go ahead and add our hardware. So now we'll go ahead and center our brackets and tighten all of our nuts down with our 13mm socket on our ratchet. Then we'll do the same thing for the other 2 brackets. So now we'll go ahead and grab our board and place it onto our brackets and add in our 6 combo bolts to the underside and rear. And go ahead and get this secured down. So now we can go ahead and tighten down all of our combo bolts, again using our 13mm socket and our ratchet. Now once you have this complete for this side, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our 4-inch drop sniper running boards in textured black finish for your 17 to 22 F250 and F350 Super Duty Super Crew. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything F250, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.